In this video, we're going to talk about what it means to have comprehensive insurance for your vehicle. So we talked before about having collision insurance. And so collision is basically going to cover any kind of accident that does damage to your vehicle. So collision is for your vehicle. And then we also talked before about how liability insurance, in terms of property damage, bodily injury, covers the damage that you can do with your vehicle to other people, right? So we've got liability is affecting other people or other vehicles, and then collision was affecting your vehicle, but not all damages that occur to your vehicle are covered under collision, because collision is basically like you have an accident, there's damage done to your car, you're going to have it repaired. However, there's non-collision damage, which is a number of things we're going to talk about, which are covered by comprehensive insurance. So basically all the things that aren't covered by collision, all the non-collision things, the bad things that could happen to your vehicle, an earthquake, a fire, a flood, all those things, it's not really an accident with another vehicle, but so it's non-collision damage is how we tend to think of it. So the example, here are some of the things that are comprehensive insurance. We think about there's a hailstorm that does damage to the hood of your car. There's a flood or something like that. Wind, maybe a windstorm knocks down a branch and it falls on your car and causes damage. Your car could be set on fire. There could be a riot. Someone might steal your car, right? So you might have the car stolen. That's not going to be covered under collision. That's going to be under this comprehensive coverage, right? And so with theft, we also have to think about something like your car stereo might not be covered. So it depends on what type of comprehensive policy you have with your auto insurance carrier. So bear in mind that something inside the car like a stereo might not be covered. So read your policy. But if the car itself is stolen, that's theft. Or if it's vandalized, that would be covered under your comprehensive policy. Hitting an animal with your vehicle, although you might think that it would be collision, it's actually not. It's not going to be covered by collision, even though you might say it's logical that you're hitting something with your car. It is a collision, but it's not going to be covered by collision insurance. That's going to be covered if you have comprehensive insurance. If you hit a deer or something like that, that's going to be part of comprehensive insurance. Now, when you have glass breakage, that's going to be a little bit tricky. So glass breakage, if it's part of let's say that it's part of a car accident, right? So somebody hits you, they're at fault, or you're at fault, you have a car accident, the glass breakage potentially could be part of a collision claim, right? So you could put it together. Depends on what your particular policy, what the stipulations are, but in some cases it'll be optional to put it under collision if it's part of an accident. The reason being, then you avoid getting hit twice with two different deductibles, which leads me into something that's an important point that I want to mention, which is similar to collision insurance, comprehensive insurance has a deductible. So there'll be a deductible of $500, $1,000, something like that, which is basically saying, so let's say you have a deductible of $500. That's saying whenever you submit a claim, you're going to have to pay the first $500 in damages. The insurance company is not going to cover the first $500. They'll cover everything after that. So similar to collision, we've got a deductible. And another point as well, so comprehensive and collision, neither of them are what's termed mandatory minimum insurance. So when we think of in the United States, most states have, well, there's some kind of mandatory minimum insurance. That's usually for liability, so doing damage to other people's vehicles. But comprehensive is also similar to collision, and it's not part of that legal mandatory minimum insurance that you need to be legally compliant to be driving a car or a truck. So that's just another thing, is that it's optional. It's something that you would decide to buy, just like collision, just to give you that extra assurance if you have damage done to your car. Now let's get an example of comprehensive insurance just to understand how it works. So your car is stolen, let's say, and that this car had an appraised value of $6,500, right? Similar to collision insurance, the insurance company is going to have some kind of appraised value that they use from the Blue Book or something like that. They've got some appraised value. In this case, it's $6,500, and you're trying to figure out how much money you're going to get from your insurance company because you've just suffered a loss. Your car's been stolen. So you have comprehensive insurance. If you don't have comprehensive insurance, well, then you just lost a vehicle. You won't be able to get any coverage from liability or collision or anything like that. So, but let's say you're fortunate, you've got comprehensive insurance, and you have a $1,000 deductible. So now you want to know what happens. So basically, it's quite simple. So we say that you've got a $6,500 value of the car, but remember, there's a $1,000 deductible, so you're out. You eat the first $1,000, right? The insurance company doesn't have any part or deal with that, right? So that's your part, and so you have $5,500 after taking away your deductible, after deducting it from the appraised value of the vehicle. You're left with $5,500. So what's going to happen? Your insurance company, because you don't have a car, there's obviously no repairs that can be done. It's been stolen. So you're going to receive a check for $5,500. That's going to be your payout from your insurance company based on your comprehensive